Welcome everyone to an episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, joining Machine Hughes, and joining us just as Christmas is starting, it is the lovely Freyja.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. And of course, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without a Scrooge. Good thing we've got 13 of them. It's the 13th Crusader.
Whatever.
Buenos dias, Señor Scrooge.
Sure.
I'm doing good.
Muy bien.
Muy bien. Hey.
Sorry, man, I couldn't resist that.
I know. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of comebacks throughout the episode, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I am absolutely sure.
At
We
least
are
13
missing. Sorry?
At least 13 of them.
I shall wait with bated breath. We are down a person. Matthew is out getting some Christmas jollies getting sorted, as you won't mind me saying. But we have picked a book in his honour. So,
Yep.
So we haven't forgotten him. He may not be here, but he's always in our hearts. Oh,
Who's this?
Aw.
Not as much.
Jason Todd. Hey, now you allow Jason Todd jokes out of the way quickly before we
Oh,
go here.
yes.
Woohoo!
One of these stories made me happy that we're going to review today. I can't wait.
Yeah. Jason Todd, the Red Patsy. I mean, the Red Hood.
Christmas came early.
Indeed, it did. Indeed. Anyway, we'll save that for later. First up, we have 4 books. We're going to go back a week. And this is a book I actually picked up without looking at it. I actually went into the store and I actually paid hard-earned money for this. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It is the return of Batwoman and Luke Fox to the world of comic books in The Outsiders. This is a maxi series, so this is the first issue of 12. Script is by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, with art by Robert Carey. Valentina Tadeo is on colours, and Tom Napolitano is on letters. 13th, this was your choice.
Yes.
I'm hoping it's because it's about Batwoman coming back, but
I would say so, but before I say anything, hold on a second. Okay. Now we're ready.
Just one? I thought you'd have 13. Or maybe you've had 12 already, right?
This is the 13th one I'm pouring into a bigger mug.
Hey, stop calling me a mug.
Yeah, I picked this book mainly because of curiosity, right? Once upon a time, there was a title that DC carried that was called Batman and the Outsiders, and it turned into the Outsiders, and now we have this Outsiders, I guess.
This is like the umpteenth. There must be at least, no joking, there must be at least 13 versions of this team.
Also part of the reason why I wanted to talk about it.
Yep, cool.
But yeah, no, purely because of Batwoman, Luke Fox, sure. And why not? And we also get the drummer in here as well. So, yeah.
Who's the drummer? Is she not new? Is she a new character? Is she you?
So the drummer. Oh, do you want to explain 13? Sorry.
It's not Ringo Starr's daughter, Machine. That I know. But yeah, sure. Go ahead, Freyja.
Okay, so this iteration is a new version. The original version was from Wildstorm, and his name was, I think it was also in an Elseworlds. What was his name?
Drummer?
No, he hadn't. But anyway, he used to.
Ringo.
What was his actually? His name was Ringo Starr. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was originally a character in like the 1990s, like 98. Let's see. Yeah, he was in the Wildstorm universe. Yeah. So.
Okay, great explanation.
Did that drummer live in a yellow submarine? Not his plane.
What is it with you and the Beatles?
A yellow submarine.
I've been talking with Eleanor Rigby lately. What do you want me to say?
Is that the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club you met her?
It could be. Yeah, no, honestly, when I see a cover like this, a title, a new, whatever, I had kind of high expectations right off the bat because early Batwoman adventures with Kate Kane and things like that, I loved them, especially in 52. and Countdown. To be honest, that was probably my favorite Batwoman stories of all. And so, I have taken an interest in the character, but I feel as time goes on, I feel like that's getting more diluted and losing substance to the character, which kind of sucks. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I like the character enough. I actually drew her, so I thought it was a good thing, But I just feel in for this book, again, I'm having sort of high expectations because I feel like the name Outsiders meant something to DC. I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel that with this. Also,
Mm-hmm.
going through the story, I get it's a good idea, I guess, to pair these two together, meaning uh Luke Fox and Kate Kane. Okay, sure. I like their dynamic, if you will.
TV show. Sorry.
Right.
I was stuck
But
in my throat. Sorry.
it's trying to be nice. However, trying is the key word. I
True.
just felt like um this had like some inklings of a movie like The Abyss, or how the Aliens versus Predator started. Oh, let's go into a ship, and then
Mm.
we go into deep inside, and then we see like a pyramid in there, and the alien comes out and all this other crap. um it had a lot of those kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
The I'm not sure where this is going to go. I don't know if we need an Indiana Jones type archaeology thing going on in DC, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what, to their credit, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that some of the dialogue in here even suggests that, hey, if we're not doing this, we're doing the usual thing in Gotham. If we're not fighting criminals, we're fighting each other. Okay, they kind of got that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But to use bat characters in this kind of light, I'm not sure. I'm more confused about it than anything else. So I give them credit that it's something
Mm-hmm.
new. I'm just confused about the real direction about this. What are they going to discover? Batmanium's already been discovered. So,
Why did
what
you
do
bring that up?
just
Why are you giving me PTSD?
because I told you I was going to get you back. So consider that number one. Um,
Woo!
but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed, honestly. I think if you're gonna do something like this, I think it could have been a little bit better. I have no issue with the drummer. Somebody's got to be in there that's a specialist for this type of thing. But for Batwoman and for Luke Fox, this is totally out of their wheelhouse. Because we're used to seeing them operate in Gotham,
Mm.
but now we're not. So if that's the case, that's fine. But as for the writer and for everyone else, same for the art, if you're going to make them stand apart from Gotham and you have 12 issues to do it, it better be good, because we haven't really seen anything that's lasted for these characters to kind of stand on their own, not
It's a show.
since the early Batwoman, as I was saying before. So
And she got a gig through Detective Comics as well, didn't she? So
yeah, I mean, I miss those days because they were
mm.
some good detective stories. And yeah, so whatever. Some of the stories maybe got focused a little bit too much on the personal stuff, but you got a deep dive into who she really was. Luke Fox is, sure, this is a bonus, but I'm not confident that they're going to pull this off with this
Mm-hmm.
kind of a plot going on. The art,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was very, very iffy in places.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't too wild about it. It felt like it had too much ink in some spots and then it lacked inking in others.
Mm-hmm.
But whatevs, I gave it a whirl, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to pick up the next issue.
Oh, harsh words.
I tried my best, man, but I went in here with the best of intentions. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think for Gothamites to be in this kind of a role, taking them away from Gotham to do this. So what? You're mad at Batman? Join the club. You want to do something better for society and things, honorable. But these two characters, you know what? You know what it is, Machine. I feel like maybe they're missing another DC character in here. There's so many in the stable. Pluck somebody else that maybe specializes in this kind of thing.
Well, you know what? You
Other
kind
than
of hit.
Hawkman. Other than Hawkman.
Yeah, you've kind of hit something on the head that I was going to bring up a little bit later. So, Freyja, what did you think? Yeah, here's a question for you, Freyja, just to kind of build a little bit, because 13's absolutely bang on with this. If everybody knows that Kathy Kane is Batwoman, why is she wearing the mask?
There is no point in wearing the mask. That's
Mhm.
that's the whole thing with like current superhero books and whatnot, is everyone knows who the superhero is, and it's fucking stupid. Like, it's dumb that everyone knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Everyone knows that Katie Kane is Batwoman. Everyone knows that Clark Kent is Superman. Like, that used to actually mean something. There was a whole point in the, and now it's just dumb shit. Like, I hate it. In this book in particular, I think the drummer is the dumbest addition to this whole thing. The drummer alone is a stupid ass character. I'm not gonna lie. They can talk to history or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even like. They can. It's just dumb. It's a dumb character. There's a reason the character hasn't been around since like the 90s or whatever. Because it's a stupid character with dumb powers. She can speak to history. I'm like, the fuck does that mean?
Drum roll, please.
I was like, and she has one drumstick. She doesn't even have two. She has one. It's just so dumb because the powers that he has is enhanced senses, which is fine. They're like, she could talk to history. That's stupid. And then technopathy, which I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. It's just dumb character. Luke Fox.
I think you'll find that Luke Tony Stark Fox. Please.
Yeah, I don't like Luke Fox. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't like his character. I find him boring. They just kind of try to slip him in as like a Dick Grayson, Bruce Wayne substitute, and not a very good one. I think they should have had Cyborg in here. I think he would have been a better addition, especially in different, especially in like Drummer's case. I think Cyborg would have been a hell of a lot more. Like, he could have hacked in, and that's how they could have gotten the blueprints for the place. Not, I talked to history. I know what the ship looks like. Like, okay, whatever the fuck that means. But like,
I think this is the thing, because history wouldn't know what the ship looks like, because
it wouldn't.
That's the presence for the ship. So. Yeah.
And like, it's just dumb. It's a dumb character. I'm sorry. And like I said, Cyborg would have been a much better character. Hell, even John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, would have been a better addition. Like, I would have very much wanted one of them. Like, even Hawkman, like you said, even Hawkman would have been better. But like,
Freyja, I think you hit on something too, because they even alluded to it in here in the script, or in the book somewhere, where it's like, there was nothing else for them to do. Like, so as the creators, it's like, we have to do something with these guys. Okay, I got an idea. Let's do a story about an archaeological dig and things like that. So what's their role in DC? Because we've alluded to this in the past couple of episodes. Like, Batwoman wasn't involved like that in the Gotham War. She basically took a back seat. Luke Fox was barely anywhere to be seen. But here you are. So now that's out in the open, and this is what they're up to. So it's anticlimactic if you think about it.
Yeah.
So then, if I'm going to jump in here a little bit, the question you've posed is a great question, but the answer is in this book, absolutely, and it's in what you said, previous 13. Batwoman, when she first rocked onto the scene, was fantastic. Then she did this whole weird story in Detective Comics while Batman was missing during one of the crises. And everyone bought into the weirdness of the idea of Batwoman. Something a little bit more ethereal, something a little bit more spiritual, something that's not quite as factual or realistic as the Grease Street.
She was a standalone then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very strong standalone.
I get that.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, New 52, you had Batwing. Then that one didn't work, so you changed it to Luke Fox. And now he's a technical thing. So now you've got these two distinct, different genre styles, if you will. We've tried to have realistic Batwoman when she was on a 12 issues of Love back in the day, which was absolutely horrendous. So what they've said is, well, we have to do something technical, like techie, and then we've got to do something mysterious and spooky, because that's all these two characters are. And Frey, you're absolutely right. But I've got another name to throw into the mix rather than Cyborg or John Jones. Challengers of the Unknown is where this book is at. This is what they used to do. They used to go around and do crazy shit like this. Now, if you want to throw a back character in there, fine, throw a back character in there. But for Christ's sakes, can we not just remember that both Batwing and Batwoman have had more cancelled series than probably Spider-Woman and Captain Marvel from Migraine have had put together. So it's obvious these characters don't sell. I'd be surprised if we get the whole 12 issues, if I'm honest.
I agree, Johnny.
I think it's cancelled after 6.
It's one thing if Luke Fox financed the Challengers of the Unknown. I think that would have been awesome, and maybe joined them here and there. Not like all the time, but make it more of a Challenger story than anything else. I agree. I'd buy that.
I mean, yeah, because we need the Justice Society book. That one works really well, you know. And so why can't we go back to some of the older school characters in DC? Why does it have to be, you know? And also, the only other thing I'll say about Drummer, who I had no idea who she was in the first place, but can you say hashtag made up love interest? Yes, you most certainly can. Yeah.
And can I just say, they could have, even if they wanted a techie bat, why didn't they use Duke?
Oh, see, now we're talking, you know.
Yeah, see?
They didn't get the signal for that yet.
I guess.
Is that number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Only 11 to go, Freyja. Only 11 to go. We can make it. I'm going to keep on with this book for a little while because I like Batwoman, and she needs her best run for me was when she was in Detective Comics, when she was leading the Bat Gang. I thought that was a really good version of her.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went away, and we haven't seen the like since. I'm with you on this, Freyja. I've never liked Luke Fox.
Yeah, I don't like him.
The whole Batman tech suit. Well, Batman suit's already tech. He doesn't need another one.
Yeah.
Did anyone else read Lucius Fox's voice as Morgan Freeman's voice?
Yes, always.
The only last thing I'll say on this book is this. You have to laugh at the script, especially early doors. Bearing in mind she's hooked onto this Batwoman identity. Kate Kane actually says, "Swear to me this isn't a Batman thing, sweetheart. If you don't want to be a Batman thing, take the bat off your chest and be someone else.
Yeah,
please.
Challenge yourself and make it unknown."
But hey, we'll see how that book goes.
Can I also say they're not exactly the brightest, considering this ship is supposed to be sentient, and they're running around, especially. Luke Fox is running around without his mask on until and then he's like, cowl on, and it just covers his ears. I'm like, that's not a cowl.
Obviously, you got fashion sense from Batgirl.
It's just dumb.
I'll say this too: with a sentient ship, I've seen this gig before in Valiant, in a title called Unity, where there was actually a sentient ship that became part of the team. So I've seen that before.
We've seen loads. X Factor did it for a while.
Correct. Apocalypse ship, right? Was sentient.
Yeah, exactly. The Spider-Verse was 2019. The hologram Lila.
Yeah. Well, apparently this ship was around before. Like, this isn't the first time we've seen this ship.
Oh, well, we'll see where that goes.
It got blown up in what was it, Wildstorm? Like the Wildstorm universe back in the
Planetary.
Yeah, they blew it up. Like, this ship has been around, so I was like, how did this ship come back?
Never read Wildstorm, so that my knowledge is a little bit wonky. All right, okay. So kind of mixed bag on that one. Good to see DC bringing back Batwoman. Bad that you have to try and put her into this pigeonhole, into this square peg of a book. We'll see how that goes. I
don't want a romance between her and Drummer, just because it's another female doesn't mean she has to try to bang her.
Well, that's how DC think.
Everyone follows the beat of their own drum, Freyja.
Well, yeah, but it's just annoying. Like, not every straight person wants to bang every other, opposite gender person they meet. It's just annoying. Really? Sorry. Anyway, I'm not going to rant on that. Let's continue.
All right. Okay. Next up, Matthew, this one's for you. I hope you enjoy it. It is the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Let me get the status on this. It is written by Brian Buccellato, Christian Deuces on art. Is that right? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Luis Guerrero's on colors. Richard Starkins and Comic Crafts. Jimmy Betancourt is on letters. Editor is it Ben Abernathy? Well, I don't normally mention editors, but before we get into this book, there's no King Kong in it for the second time in a row. This is supposed to be Justice League, Godzilla, King Kong. I want my money back.
King Kong will show up in the last issue.
Ugh. Ugh. Right. Okay.
They'll ship him in to save the day.
Ooh, I'm going to start us off on this one, if you don't mind. I would like to ask a question. Freyja, you're one of our art people. All right.
Yes.
Help me out with this. I'm a little bit confused. You can see, as we know from last issue, that Godzilla has come from the sea. Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathes fire, and all that. And you can see that the cityscape is behind Superman there. And good old Godzilla there is getting ready to give him some bad breath. Not only does Superman break his own back trying to punch him, suddenly there's a city behind Godzilla. How is that possible?
Teleportation.
He's supposed to be at sea. What's going on? And this is why I mention the editor, because this is lazy editing. I don't care if the art is the art, the writing is the writing. That is lazy continuity, and that falls on the editor. And if you're going to do crap like this, then I'm sorry, I've got no time for this book. The art is serviceable. I want to know who this character is at the back. She's got Supergirl's head, but Power Girl's breasts. What's that all about? Pick a character, please, and make it like that one. The whole idea here that you carry somebody flying by just holding onto their arm, and they lie horizontal whilst they do that. Shut up. Of course it doesn't. You
saw that in Superman the movie.
What?
Superman the movie?
I don't give a rat's what it is.
That was the 70s. This is now.
And then we can turn around and say that, hey, look at this. Finally, the Red Hood is in the Justice League. Then he does something stupid and becomes a bit of a patsy. I swear to God, I have never cheered for him being in there for Matthew's sake and then laughed so hard at such a douche that he is. Not Matthew, the Red Hood. That's the best panel in the whole book. The Diana Lawrence book. There you go, the Canary.
I wonder why.
Well, hey, I am a man of simple tastes. But then it's just ridiculous thereafter. If you're going to do this scene with, instead of having the Bat Fam in there, would that not have worked better with the Suicide Squad and that being Deadshot?
Yeah.
Would that not just have worked a whole lot better and not destroyed the Red Hood as a hero in Matthew's eyes?
No, I'm okay with that part.
I'm out. I'm out on this book. I am absolutely out. There's nothing redeeming about it whatsoever. The superheroes, the superpower people can't take down whichever monster it is they're attacking. Yet Batman with a loudspeaker and Black Canary can. I understand that Batman is everyone's favorite hero, but come on, really. Other than that, it's just noise and noise. Some of the art looks great, but it is just noise, I'm afraid. For me, at least. Freyja, do you want to take it away?
Sure. The colors are pretty. That's the one thing I did like in all of this.
I have missed that.
The colors are very well done. They're very bright. They're vibrant. The use of lighting was really well done in most of the panels. Mm-hmm. When Godzilla is charging up to fire his laser, his nice glow comes out. It looks pretty, but then you start reading the words and you're like, maybe not. And then you actually pay attention to the background. You go, huh? Like you said, like they teleport from the sea to inside the city. Because Superman, I know, have grabbed Godzilla by the tail and tried to chuck him into the ocean, and then Aquaman could have helped him out. I mean, Godzilla literally came from the sea. Mm-hmm. Where's Aquaman? Why didn't he stop this shit? I mean, he literally swam from Monster Island or Skull Island or whatever he's from.
Finally a use for Aquaman.
I was like, why didn't Aquaman step in? Did he not notice the gigantic fucking lizard that shoots lasers out of its mouth? Like, how did he miss this? Yeah, like, if anyone should be taking care of Godzilla, it would be freaking Aquaman. Like, he should have been fighting that thing a long time ago.
He was having sushi. That's what it was.
He was having marital issues with Mira. Probably.
Everybody knows that.
So yeah, I agree though. The whole Batman destroying the giant bat is just with Black Canary. Like, I love her. She looks really hot with the motorcycle. Nice choice. But it is kind of ridiculous that they took it down first, to be perfectly honest. That's just dumb. And the whole thing.
I've just noticed something. Right?
Yeah.
It's nighttime in Gotham.
But
it was daytime, and then it's only dusk in Metropolis. You're like,
well, it was, but then it became nighttime before they showed the bat. Because Gotham is just, I would say, is just always covered in smog, so like it's always dark.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I am wrong.
Yeah, you see the sun setting. Themyscira, it looks like the sun's rising behind the giant mammoth thing. But I was really hoping for some like Mothra and stuff. But we got these other monsters that I don't know the name of. But okay.
I don't think that's Themyscira.
Are you sure? How is it not Themyscira? Where else would that be?
Because there's a line there that says that there's not supposed to be an island.
No, it says Themyscira. And Themyscira with the one in the Metropolis. Yeah, there's one at Themyscira. There's one.
Okay. All right, okay, fair enough.
I don't know where the spider one is. Central City. Gotham got the bat. And Godzilla went to. It's just ironic that they knew. Well, he's controlling them with the thing, right? Right. This crystal.
At this point, I genuinely don't care. This is like I kind of wish Matty would say to defend this book, but for me, I'm like, no.
Isn't
yes, it's one of those questions.
Isn't Superman like doesn't nuclear power kind of mess with him though?
Yeah.
Then how can he take on Godzilla's laser blast, because Godzilla's blast is nuclear powered. This whole lizard's nuclear powered. That's the whole shtick with him. He's nuclear powered. Like,
he's a comic.
I know, but even within comics, your hero should maintain their weaknesses.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you on this. It's a hodgepodge of good ideas and great art pieces thrown together to try and make a story, and fails miserably.
And then they kind of do the whole Dragon Ball Z lasers mishing thing, but his little eye lasers would be so small in comparison that giant ass laser coming out of his mouth. It would just kind of go around him for the most part. Like, even where the point, like, even if it stops it where he's shooting his eye lasers, the rest of it would still keep going. Anywho, I'm trying to connect logic into a superhero comic.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I don't think I'll buy it, but I do enjoy looking at it. But I wouldn't buy this.
So
until Kong shows up.
Yeah. At which point Godzilla will disappear.
Yep.
Yeah. I've just been listening to what you guys are saying, and I'm trying to find an angle to say how I had fun with this book. So as everyone can see, clearly the answer to defeating Godzilla is an atom bomb, which is why I have the avatar of Adam West. I agree 100% that the art in a lot of places I felt was okay. I wanted to look for consistency. Definitely it was consistent at being inconsistent with the story, but the art for Godzilla was maintained, and that was one thing that I was looking for. I like the art there. I know the Knight will agree with me on that. Finally, some sort of action going on with Superman taking on Godzilla, at least. It gives you a small demonstration of the power of Godzilla, I guess, with launching him through some buildings. I mean, what else can I say? I think I agree with you, Johnny, on the editing here. It can be very confusing. The Bat Team versus one of these Titans, to me, would be unrealistic. But at least we got Jason Todd getting punched in the face
by Batgirl.
Batgirl. Very reminiscent of Once Upon a Time when Batman punched Guy Gardner. So I got a little kick out of that. I don't know. I feel, honestly, if I could say something positive about this book, would be that to me it was better than issue 1. You don't get King Kong. That's kind of a letdown if King Kong's your guy. I'm a Godzilla guy, so I haven't been able to complain so far. But I don't know. I agree with you, Johnny. This is a lot of noise, and again, like we mentioned the last time that we spoke about the first issue. You know, there may be some constraints about what you can do within the story. If you're trying to build something, even that could be constrained because you're trying to fit the Justice League versus the Titans. There's not just one Titan, there's several. But for 2 issues in, to not have King Kong is somewhat disappointing. The other thing I was disappointed with is that the Legion of Doom, or whatever they're calling themselves here, had very minimal appearance.
Yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed with that because I love villains. You get Billy Batson in here as Shazam. He comes and his lightning doesn't work either. So you got Superman that can't really knock out Godzilla, and Billy Batson comes and can't Shazam him away. So I get that. There's some sort of adversity here. Hawkeye gets knocked out. I get that part, and they're just building it up to say like, hey, Godzilla's going to be this thing that's going to be end it all. You know, to build up that anticipation and anxiety.
Then they'll do something and solve it.
Yeah, King Kong will come and probably.
The one thing I will say that you've got to look forward in this book. So you said you wanted a positive. The positive is it's only 6 issues.
Oh, that's nice.
2. Only 4.
Hey, as far as Godzilla, how he went from the sea into Metropolis, that reminded me of a great song by Bobby Brown. Every little step I take.
On that note, it's time for one of our adverts. Oh my God. In order to stop us hearing 13th singing, I think it's time for something else that's a little bit more in tune. Check it out. It's K-Pop Cosmos. There you go, K-Pop Cosmos. A new episode has dropped this week. Go check it out. Freyja, I've got to say that advert, every time I listen to it and see it, you've done a great job. It's as if those bands are actually dancing to that music. So very well done on that one. It's almost so in tune. It's like dancing with the stars.
Oh, thanks. I have never edited a video before, so that's my first time.
They're following their own prerogative.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Is this how it goes? Is this what it's going to be?
Yes, and every little step you take will be together, my friend.
Dude, you can play that game. Just saying.
Oh.
Oh, got one in there. Thank God for that. All right. Freyja's choice is another mini series. Where are we up? This is 1 of 6. Again, this is Batman Off-World, written by Jason Aaron and Doug Monkey is on art. I have failed to put the colorists and the letters down, so give me 2 seconds and we will sort that out for you straight away somehow. But watch it be right in the back. It will be right in the back, won't it? We'll get to the colorists and the letterers in a second. He says looking for there we are. So it's Jamie Mendoza on inks, David Barron is on colors, and there you go. And Ben Abernathy of previous book fame is currently on the editor trip again. So this is young Bruce Wayne with his first foray off-world, allegedly. Freyja, why this book and why did you like it or hate it, whichever way it works?
So it was different. I still think that Bruce does better on Earth, doing like detective stuff, but we haven't had a good like detective anything in forever, it feels like. So this was very interesting. I don't know why he's where he is. Like, I didn't pick up on that. I don't know if I just missed it or what.
I think it's because I think it's this bit here later on in the book. Bats is doing something, and this guy has contacted the big alien dude to get rid of Batman because Batman's causing so much problems for the bad guys in Gotham. So he gets captured here and is taken up to the starship, and that's where things started at the beginning of the book.
See, that didn't like connect to me because it's pretty like far into the book at that point. So it was kind of a disconnect for me. I'm like, so they captured him and then he took everyone out on the little ship that they had, and it still, but they were talking about how archaic the ship was. Like, so it still didn't make any sense to me because it looks like they took his ship into the bigger ship. And then they're like, oh, it has a little wheel that you steer with your hands. And they're like, what is this ship? I'm like, so that's why I was super confused because it doesn't seem to. Yeah, it was like, it doesn't seem to connect. So I'm like, what is going on? I mean, I like the design of tentacle-handed demon man. I like the design of the aliens. I'm getting, what's that creep, that guy, that space alien in X-Men's name? The orange one. Yeah, I'm getting that vibes from the little green guy in the chair. Those guys.
This is old Joe, Freyja.
Old Joe. The boxing robot gave me some weird vibes. I was a little creeped out by it, to be perfectly. I'm like,
submissive fox robot. Ooh, hurt me again.
Yeah, I was like, please no. And then I was getting Starfire vibes from this chick. I kind of like her design as well.
Ione, yeah, she and Bruce are going to have a bit of a.
Of course, they are.
A lot of this world experience.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So
I am Batman. Captain
So
Kirk.
is this what Grayson was talking about?
Captain Kirk. You banged
That
everything.
24. I have found species.
So like,
I must kiss her to save the.
Oh jeez, but like and he's training himself so he can take this demon guy out. I should remember their names by out. But
That's
like,
I mean, sorry, how'd that slip out? I'm sorry.
So,
sorry.
I don't know. It's a very interesting intro book to a series. I'm so confused though. I wish they, like I said, I wish they showed me why he was in space and what's going on, because unless he went to chase after this guy, which is a very weird thing for Batman to do. Why didn't he just call Green Lantern and be like, hey, there's this thing up in space, can you track it for me? Which would have made more sense for Bruce Wayne to do. Is to utilize the tools and people around him to get his job done instead of,
young Bruce Wayne, remember?
I know, it's just
I love this bit. He's in a spaceship where nobody knows him. He's still wearing his mask.
I know. No one. It would be like that episode of what was it, Justice League, where why am I spacing on his name? Lex Luthor goes into Barry Allen's body, the Flash. He takes the mask off. He's like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah. What a loser.
Yeah, it's an interesting build up. I'll probably check out the second book and hopefully the story becomes coherent or makes sense. But right now I'm just completely lost. I shouldn't feel that way at issue 1.
That's true. 13th.
Where do I start?
Well, Doug Mankey, let's start there. Old school artist. We've seen him on Bat Books before. We've seen him on Justice League before. Generally, a bit of an old pro, it would be safe to say. And I think some of those old pro tendencies show in some of the art. I say some of the art because there's a bit here where Batman's got itty bitty arms with a really great big chest. Where is it? Is it that one? There it is. Look how teeny weeny his arm is and how biggy wiggy his chest is. Oh my god.
Hey, when he gets with Starfire 2.0, she's going to say, hey, you're hung like a tribble.
Oh my god! So there you go. There's a starting point.
Well,
Why is Death's Head in this book?
well, I thought that he was a cross between Atrocitus and Lord Darkness from Legends, but that's me.
Yeah, do that.
So with Jason Aaron, okay, for me personally, it's hit or miss. I loved his stuff in Image with the Goddamned. If anyone's read that,
Mhm.
I had very mixed feelings about Thor, if not worse than that. So to see him try his hand in Batman, okay. So I guess this is more of his wheelhouse, like doing weird type of stories. And this definitely fits the bill because you're taking Batman out of his comfort zone, which is Gotham. So similar to what we said before with Batwoman and Luke Fox, they're out of their element. So Batman is no stranger to space, but you're not accustomed as a reader to see him in space all that often, especially by himself. So
Early Bruce Wayne, remember? That's all I'm saying.
yeah, well, and here you have a guy, Captain Sin. So I don't know. It reminds me a lot of kind of like Mongol in a way, like capturing people and who knows with what intent and things like that. So, you know, I'll give this one another chance, I guess, for the series only because of curiosity. But um, I see what Batman is doing. It almost feels like kind of Gladiator, right? I got captured. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna study you, and then when I'm ready to beat you, I'm gonna do it. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but we'll see how Jason Aaron pulls that off.
Does that picture that I've got on the screen there, does that not give you shades of Liam Sharp?
Absolutely, in the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Yep, almost reversed. No, not reversed image, but it's a very similar stance.
Yeah. Crazy that, isn't it?
Extremely similar.
Yeah.
I don't mind this story. It is different. I agree with you guys on the Tamaranian. I think this is a good character to throw in here. Maybe she sticks around. I hope. There's definitely an angle there to tell more stories from a Tamaranian other than Starfire.
Or
So
Blackfire.
right, and Blackfire,
Yeah.
but Batman should be familiar with that race of beings. So maybe
Early
there's
Bruce
more angle.
Wayne, remember?
Yeah.
He hasn't got Dick Grayson, so therefore he hasn't got Dick. Dick hasn't met Starfire yet.
He's
And
got no
so
what?
on.
Got
You
no
know what
dick?
I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you have a tribble. Yeah. So, the scene in Gotham where some alien just randomly comes to Gotham in DC world can happen. You don't really see too many aliens roaming around in Gotham. But to take Batman with them, whatever. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and then learning how to fight these people with a rock'em sock'em robot. There's an old school thing. That I think is pretty interesting. Batman loves to learn different fighting styles and whatnot. So, but yeah, I'm struggling to kind of find out what the point of all this is going to be, other than Batman learning.
It's a story of how he banged the Tamaranian.
It's all. I'd say the point of the
Triple alert!
story is.
Triple alert!
The point of the story is moolah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, depending on who you believe, you'll either, like 13 said, you'll love Jason Aaron for his work on Thor, or you'll hate him for his work on Avengers.
Yep.
That's exactly who he is.
He's hit. It's a roller coaster. Really.
And,
he knows how to write. It's just like, where's the story going? You know what I mean? Sometimes. So
you could argue that his Avengers run, some of it was by the numbers.
yeah.
And this, I don't know. I am so on the fence with it. I just.
So you have trouble with tribbles.
I don't know if I just, I don't understand a couple of things, right? So this is supposed to be young Bruce Wayne. I've mentioned that a couple of times, right? But when the alien rocks up, he says something like, "This is the person who frightens all the people." You're like, how he can't frighten all the people because he's only just been doing it a short while. He's a young Bruce Wayne. He's not at the height of his powers yet. So no, he doesn't frighten anybody. And then you look at his jawline, and fair enough, heroes pretty much stay the same all the way over. But there's nothing facially to indicate that this is a young Bruce Wayne. It is Bruce as we know him now.
Yeah, that's why I kept forgetting that it's supposed to be young Bruce.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing like creases and lines. I'm like, are we sure it's not older Bruce? Because
I
I'm
had to
glad you guys
previous
mentioned
world
that.
it. I checked it on previous world to find out, and the blurb on this is let me find it again. I think it says something like here it is. It's in my history. A routine night in Gotham City for a young Batman proves to be anything but routine when the crime fighter is confronted with a sort of foe he's never faced before. One from beyond the stars. Maybe it doesn't say it quite like that, but I'll put a little
The
bit
Beyonder.
of it.
wait, does he know? Does he know Superman at this point?
It's a young Batman. That's
He
all
wishes
I'm
he
saying.
should have. Can
So
I
for
just
me,
throw
Yeah.
something in here with the art? I feel so. I don't know who was responsible for this, right? I
that
want to
was
say maybe more the inker, where I think in certain panels, the art was over crosshatched. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just me, and in
No.
others it wasn't, which
Mm.
makes me tend to believe that it was more the inker that did that more than Doug Mankey. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's enough blame to go around. It's fine. We're happy with that. What else we're going to say? It reads like a 2000 AD book. If you read 2000 AD, then you'll get it. But for me, 'cause this is one of those things, and one of the things we talk about. Batman is the cash cow for DC, and there'll be people who will see Bat on the cover of a book, and they will rush out and buy it. I don't have enough funds to do that, and you know what? I'm kind of glad because some of the Bat stuff's not that great.
Nope.
And this is kind of one of them. So I'm going to save my money and I'm going to buy something else down the line.
It's definitely off world.
There you go. Right. Bearing in mind, we should never judge a book by its cover. The final one is my choice. And I cracked a joke about it in our private chat. And then when I looked through what was available, I thought, hey, at least the cover is gorgeous. And so that's what we went with.
Beautiful.
Right? This is an absolute peach of a cover.
Yeah.
And to make it even better for everyone, this is the standard cover. This isn't a card cover. This isn't a variant. This is cover A, standard price, and this is what you get for your money. So
Phenomenal background art.
Phenomenal background art. Yeah, she has a nice background.
Yes, indeed. All right, so this is Catwoman.
You know me too well, Freyja. You know me too
well. Written by Tina Howard. Stefano Raphael is on art. Veronica Gandini is on colours, and Lucas Catoni is on letters. Yes, as I said, I judged this book by the cover, so sue me for that one. So
I get that as a poster.
Yeah, it's my new. It's going to be my new screensaver on my phone.
It's beautiful.
If I can find the version.
And not the Black Canary on a bike. I'm a disappointed machine.
Well, currently I've got Titanium and Power Girl, so it's been that for a while. So
it sounds.
Catwoman's on the prowl. This is her surviving, and we see how she survived the run-in with Vandal Savage, and she has been granted immortality as such that she has. You guessed it. 9 lives. That's it. What else would you do? Shades of great picture there. Good, nice art. Shades of Batman Returns. We'll get attacked by the cats in the god awful costume. That's why they're attacking her.
It's an ugly costume.
And then lo and behold, she goes and hangs out with her would-be girlfriend, and you discover she's got these 9 marks on her back, and every time she loses a life, they get filled in. What happens when she gets to number 9? We have no idea. Thus starts a long, convoluted story of trying to say goodbye to Gotham while saying hello and goodbye to her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend and returning a cat that she doesn't actually return and stays in Gotham. This
Hello,
is
goodbye, another great Beatles song. Well done, Johnny.
Hey, what can I say? They're all. I just saw it standing there. Right. Did anyone get that one? No. And this then speaks to me of Catwoman as the problem of Catwoman is that this issue is 59. That means we've had practically 5 years of this book, right? And I don't know where at any time there's been anything that's been particularly coherent through any part of that. It's like she's a different character every time the new writer takes on board. Tini Howard, whether you love her or hate her, and I know Freyja, you're not a big fan. Probably the longest serving cat writer by this point. The book is a little bit confusing. It's a little bit all over the place. It is a little bit fun. It's going to be interesting to see how the 9 lives play out. I hope the art sticks around. It's not perfect art, I get that, but it's good enough for what this book of what Catwoman needs. So that's my kind of take on that. So, James, what do you think on this one?
Well,
Excuse me.
the cover is strong, as you guys mentioned. I agree with you. What has been the most significant thing that has happened in this run for Catwoman?
2 new costumes.
Exactly. So you got that, but what's the substance? Like, I agree with you. Like, she has been everywhere and nowhere at the same time with this run, and it's a shame because we've seen older Catwoman runs that have more substance to it. I feel like bringing the old costume back remind me of the old Jim Ballant days, but not drawn like the way he did it. That's for sure. Good attempt though. Again, I still feel like, and I don't know what's maybe it's my problem today, but I feel like this suffered from poor inking, to be honest. Way too heavy, maybe broader brushes used, I don't know, or whatever the case may be, and then others way too light. But whatever. So I don't know what the point of this. Like, giving her 9 lives or whatever doesn't make her human anymore. And that's one of the aspects of her that I loved. She was just an ordinary person, which is probably why we all like the Gotham heroes, because none of them are metahumans. Maybe the villains can be, but that's cool because that kind of gives you that adversity for the hero to go up against, among other things. What's Catwoman's adversity here? Staying alive?
Dude, that's the Bee Gees, not the Beatles.
Exactly. So that's why I have a problem with it. So I don't know the direction they're going in now. So I'm hard pressed to find out who exactly has been invested in this run from issue 1 and is still here to be buying this issue 59 issues deep now, and who's going to keep buying it other than Machine. So we haven't had like any new villains come up in this run that have really like stood out on their own. And what has been the development for Catwoman? Here she is today. She's with Batman. Then they go to war, or she's hanging out with Bane, or now she's on her own. But don't worry, if she gets killed, don't worry. You have a little meter system to tell you, don't worry, we still got time. I don't know. On the art though, I think the most positive thing that I could say on the art are the close-ups of her eyes. Very well done, in my opinion. You get some panels of that where you can actually see her eyes. I'm not a fan of this 9 live meter. It's like, it's not a video game, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough. All true points. Freyja, round us off for this one for me, please.
Okay, so this whole Catwoman run, I haven't, like, every time we look at it, I have been so disinterested, and that still continues on to this book. It's not anything interesting. I've read comics that have the multiple lives thing before. It's nothing new to me. But because I've seen that quite a bit, usually they throw some like being reincarnated type thing going in with it, which I'm happy they're not doing that. But so when she dies, does that mean she heals then too? Because if she got stabbed, okay, so she heals. So now she has super healing. I am glad that they brought the purple suit back. I love that suit. And then they, of course, had to go back to the stupid armpit suit, which is ugly. I'm just kind of sick of Catwoman in general. She's like Harley Quinn and the Joker for me. They're just overused. I'm kind of bored of her.
They Moon Knighted her in this book. A cat god. They totally Moon Knighted her.
I was like, I don't get what this ancient Egyptian cat god thing's doing here. It's just kind of funny that she got killed by cats. Her first death was by kitty cats. And then, like, how has she been alive for this long? if she sucks so bad. Like, she died twice during one mission. How has she been alive through like anything that she has done previously? Because they really nerfed her in this. She is so like amateurish in this. It is hard. She fights Batman. You're telling me this chick got a stab through the heart with her? I don't think so. You know, it's just I didn't like it. The whole I don't like the cat god. It's just and then the 9 lives on the back. How would she have even noticed that shit? Most people, unless she's checking her ass out in the mirror,
she said she felt cold in the area. That's what the script says when she's talking to
cold in the area. Okay, I guess. I mean, so she.
I didn't notice them until I felt them like ice on my back halfway here. And one of them.
Okay, guess I missed that, but damn, it's just. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm not really all that interested in this.
No, that's fine.
That poor cat, just, whatever. But I'm just happy to see the purple suit back, to be perfectly honest. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to see the nice, sleek, sexy suit, because the other suit, she would leave freaking DNA all over the place with her sweat, her pit sweats dripping off of things. Because latex does not breathe. She would be sweating up a storm in there. So... Sorry. Anyway, I don't. I'm just happy. Also, the best cover. I even looked at the variant covers. They're not impressive. Best cover is this cover.
Cover A is an absolute
cover A is the best. All of the other ones, I'm like, no, not really.
During the Batman 80, was it, or 89? Yeah, or something like that with Michelle Pfeiffer. That was a powerful scene.
Yeah.
But not Batman 89. The next one after that, where
Batman
she kind
Returns.
of felt. Yeah, and then Batman Returns, and she falls, and all the cats come to her, and it kind of, she's rejuvenated there. Here is the opposite. So
yeah,
I didn't have a good vibe with that reading this book, and I don't know about how you guys felt, but my anxiety went up a little bit reading this, because I'm like, she went through so many lives already. Like, are they rushing this story arc?
Yes.
Well,
you know what I mean?
She's gonna get in a battle and die like 5 times, and then she'll be on her last life.
Yeah.
Because she died 3 times already in issue 1. She's already down 3 lives.
In one comic.
She only has 9. So that's a third of her lives gone already.
And by today's standard in comic books, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh my God. It's like 13 seconds. All right. Or 13 hours. Right. 13's in there. There you go. 4 down. Mixed bag, to say the least.
Yeah.
Mixed bag. Mixed bag. Don't forget to check out UCPM for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-pop Cosmos, where we talk and highlight groups and idols in the K-pop world.
Cool. 13.
And don't forget to check out the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where the hosts aren't old, but the comics most certainly are.
There you go.
See, I said it properly this time, just for you.
Did? Well done. Yeah. I put a lot of work in creating that tagline. Thanks, man. And don't also forget to check out No Prize Podcast, our sister Marvel show that drops on alternate weeks to us for all your Marvel, MCU, and Disney Plus news, of which Disney Plus has gone up in the UK another £3 a month. You know what? I'm not even sure it's worth it.
That's what the plus means.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, fine. And for all you UK viewers, don't forget to check out Netflix, Batman the Animated Series. The first 3 seasons and the first season of Justice League are now on Netflix for your enjoyment. There you go. Guys, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. It's always fun.
Yeah, we need to find some better books.
Yeah. Well, if they put out better books, we'd be able to find them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There is that. All right, guys. We'll see you all again in a fortnight's time. I've been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes. And as always, adios.
Bye, guys.